It is another sunny, great day here in Palm Beach, the island of Palm Beach, and of course the entire region. This is Doug Evans, President and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. This is your Palm Beach Guide, another weekly episode of all the good stuff that happens here in this town, in this region. And I say this every week because I want you to know this. I love Palm Beach. I love my job. I love the Palm Beaches. I love Stewart, Jupiter, Boca, you name it. I love the Palm Beaches. And somebody else who loves the Palm Beaches is somebody who I continue to learn more about him and his entire career and what he's doing in a field that I always thought was kind of challenging. Terry Duffy, who is the group publisher of the Palm Beach Media Group.
Correct.
Terry is a legend in my mind and a lot of people's minds in this community, because when you think about all the magazines that you do, all the things, the digital, all the stuff that you've got going, Terry is a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Yay. Thank you very much.
Happy to be a member.
Terry's also a trustee, one of our trustees.
That is correct.
Means he comes to 6 really, hopefully interesting lunches per year at Cafe Baloo on the island of Palm Beach, Daniel Baloo's outpost, where we have hopefully engaging, entertaining speakers. He's one of a small group of people who is a part of that group. Terry, thanks for joining me today. Now, Palm Beach Media Group, I think of you, and I think of one particular magazine here in town, and that is
Palm Beach Illustrated,
which is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And if you want to look at a gorgeous magazine, either online or you're here to pick it up somewhere, it's almost like the Bible of the Palm Beaches.
It has been described that way.
And how long has it been in existence?
73 years. Coming up. Yes.
That's a long time for a magazine.
It is a long time. We're very, very fortunate. Longevity in the Palm Beach market. We have a very loyal and growing audience. So we're very, very fortunate.
Which, for the listeners, print has been challenged the last decade, I guess.
It has been. At the national level, for sure. Fortunately, at the local level, in markets like Palm Beach, Naples, Vero, we have a strong audience, and we have very strong competitors in each one of those markets. Naples, Florida, for example, there are 2 long-term publishing competitors in that market, both putting out 180, 200-page magazines every single month. We happen to be one of them, fortunately.
And Terry, the costs that go into this, besides the staff to solicit the advertising, the cost of paper.
Correct.
Which I understand from folks who've told me, in your, including you, by the way, and your wonderful wife, the cost of paper has gone up tremendously in the last 3 years.
About 30%. In the last 2 years, yes. Mills have moved away from producing publication-grade paper, more packaging as we order more and more things from Amazon.
More stuff.
Correct. So producing brown paper is less costly, higher margins, higher yield. So that's been the trend in the industry.
So this is I find a lot of things fascinating in my life, including this. And I tell people I'm not being nice. I'm a curious person. So the paper mills close.
Correct.
Where do you get your paper from now? Where does it come from?
Sure. So there are
China. I don't know where.
Still stateside. We like to support stateside manufacturers in the process. All of our magazines are printed outside of Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, the Great Midwest.
Correct. Our paper mill is located in Michigan. So again, buying stateside and trying to find mills that are still supplying the type of paper that we print on. Correct.
Yeah, I grew up part of my life in North Florida, where all the paper mills were. The Tannin and the rivers, you'd smell the paper mills going through there.
Sure.
My father was in the timber industry business at that time, where folks who love the environment, they were cutting huge swaths of trees down to make paper, which nobody thought about at that time. So I kind of know the paper industry. The St. Johns River, of course, at the time out of Jacksonville, was this big smelly brown thing, which is why I learned to water ski. So I've got some background of the whole paper industry, and it has condensed and consolidated, as have printing companies.
Printing companies and also magazine publishers. So there was a lot of roll-up in the industry in the early aughts. Many local publishers were bought by larger nationwide publishing organizations, and that kind of ran its cycle as well. Palm Beach Media was outside of that until 2016. We were acquired by a larger publisher outside of Detroit.
Okay.
Fortunately, they have been very hands-off. They have definitely supported what we do on the editorial side and the business side. So they've been a great steward of the brand and of the publication since then.
Well, you're great at what you do. I'm not being nice. You're great at what you do. So clearly, if you've got an owner of a profitable enterprise, they leave you alone.
They tend to.
Yeah. So Palm Beach Media Group is how? Tell me what that includes. Magazines, and tell me how many magazines. Where are they? And I want to know more about that.
Sure. Approximately 30 print titles. We do about 8 monthlies: Vero Beach, Stewart, Jupiter, Palm Beach Illustrated, Aventura Magazine, Naples Illustrated, the family of Florida Design titles. Florida Design, the main flagship. We just launched in Sarasota. We have a title in Naples. We have one in Miami, and a number of custom publications as well for Jupiter Medical Center Foundation, Tampa General Hospital, the Cultural Council of Palm Beach County. Doug's eyes are getting wide. I know we can't see this on audio, but yes.
You can't remember, you're watching us on YouTube, you can see it here. It's like, okay, and Terry's running all these publications, these magazines.
Correct. Well, I'm very fortunate. We have an excellent editorial and creative team. They make it easy. They do the outreach and the interface with our clients, supporting their editorial needs and their, messaging direction. So it's up to them to produce the great content. Fortunately, I'm, in charge of trying to sell and generate revenue from that enterprise. So again, they make the lift a lot lighter for the rest of us.
And the photography is gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's museum quality. In a very accessible way, and every month it changes and changes and changes, and there's a lot of expense in that also, and it's got to be just right. And
correct.
Attention to detail. People who write, journalists, your staff who write, they're journalists. They're not writers; they're journalists. The photographers are artists.
Agreed.
And I would think, Terry, with the markets you're serving, Palm Beach, Naples, there's an expectation of a higher level of quality in a magazine that your consumers, your readers expect, and if they don't get it.
There is. And we are fortunate in the markets that we serve, we are able to create original fashion content 6 or 7 times per year. Catherine Landy, our fashion director, has been with us 15 years, executing gorgeous shoots here and across the state. So again, it's the team that we've been fortunate to assemble over the years, and also the team that has stayed with us. I will be celebrating my 19th year with Palm Beach Media in 2024.
That requires a big party.
It definitely does. It definitely does. We're working on that already. Our editorial director, Daphne Nicolopoulos, is plus 20 years. We have sales team members that have been with us for 30.
Okay.
So it's that continuity in the market that really supports that effort.
Well, and your wife is in the fashion business.
She is. We actually met at work at Jordan Marsh stores in Boston.
Jordan Marsh. That's a blast from the past.
For sure.
Oh my goodness, Jordan Marsh. You think of Terry. You think of. I would think that in your business, a lot of those who were stable advertisers or staple of advertisers, they're gone. Correct. Now, fortunately for us, and if you look at our January issue, our largest in 15 years. Really?
I have to put that in there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. If you look at Palm Beach Illustrated 15 or 20 years ago, you will see some familiar faces in the pages. So many of our clients have been with us 5, 10, 15 years, and that's the continuity that I referenced earlier. It's not just the staff, but it's the support that we have from the community. Contributors, writers, editors, but also our clients. They help to support that effort.
So you've been around, you said 70-some years?
73 this year.
Who started Palm Beach Illustrated, and was it what did it look like 73 years ago?
Sure.
Because I've seen the old covers,
right,
which I'm a fan of, by the way.
It started as a weekly publication in season. Over the years, migrated to a monthly. The magazine was acquired in the 90s by Ron Woods, who was an industrialist out of Michigan. He sold his business, moved to Palm Beach, had a family history in the advertising business, and thought it would be fun to be in the magazine business.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. How'd that work out, right? It's like, oh, my gosh, that's a lot of work.
Worked out well. Again, he assembled a great team. I joined in 2005 while Ron was still alive. He passed away in 2013, which led to the company's sale at that time. So again, he kind of set the tone in the late 90s and in the early aughts for the content, direction, and also really understanding the audience that we serve on Palm Beach. So that has been the secret sauce of Palm Beach Illustrated. Having that insight to, what folks on the island and folks around the county, in Boca, Wellington, Jupiter, what they're looking for in our content every month.
When I think of looking at the historical archives, it's legendary. And it's truly Palm Beach.
Correct. And recently, our partner, the Historical Society of Palm Beach County, running their Endless Summer exhibition. We have a number of pages, a number of photos from the Palm Beach Illustrated archive, featuring fashions over time. The people that wore them, the designers that were in town that made this their winter home, and really helped the fashion industry in Palm Beach grow.
And it did grow. It absolutely grew. If you're listening, and I know you're listening because you're here, this is Doug Evans, President and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. This is your Palm Beach Guide. We are here with Terry Duffy, who's the group publisher of the Palm Beach Media Group. Primarily talking today about the Palm Beach magazine itself, but he's got all these other ones going on here. Terry, the way people shifted, and I got to tell you, I'm old school. I pick up a newspaper. I like a newspaper. I pick up your magazine, and I like flipping the pages. But clearly, with the trends and the iPads and all those kinds of things, you had to go to the digital era.
Correct.
And how was the response to that? Do you get a lot of numbers of people looking at it online?
We do. Again, in this market, we are primarily print focused, and our audience is print focused.
Exactly. That's who we are.
Our subscriber numbers continue to increase. We've had one of our largest subscriber revenue totals in 2023. So those subscriber numbers continue to go up in markets like Vero and Palm Beach. So what we're delivering on the print side, it's something that people want to enjoy when they're poolside, when they're at the spa or at the salon. And that's a through line for us. People have discovered us online through our websites as well. In Aventura, for example, it's one of the markets where we have the highest engagement with our digital edition for Aventura.
Interesting.
And that has been based on accessibility of that title in the market, similar in the Naples market.
So does Aventura skew younger?
Aventura used to skew a little bit older.
Right, but
now it is getting younger. Many more families are moving into Aventura as Aventura and Miami have become, that international destination.
It is, and I think my observation of watching the Miami market, there's a gravitation moving north again because the families.
Correct.
And they're looking for more houses, more lands, different schools. I'm going to say better or worse schools, different schools, different environments. So when you watch that migration, it's like the migration of Miami in the past from which Miami Beach was primarily Jewish community, migration to Boca.
Correct.
So that's happening again now for a variety of reasons. Nothing good, nothing bad. It's a fact.
It is. And if you were walking through Boca Town Center as my barometer 10 years ago, primarily 100% English-speaking patrons. Now, about 50-50. So Latin America has discovered Boca as they had discovered Aventura 15 to 20 years ago.
Oh, right, yes.
And that migration that you speak of is happening all around us.
That's interesting because I think about the growth of the Palm Beaches, West Palm Beach in particular, and Wellington, and Jupiter, and now look, Stewart, farther north. When you're listening to this podcast, if you look at a map, it's Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, parallel to each other on the continent, and then it goes to North Palm Beach, and Jupiter, and Stewart, and Fort Pierce, and people wanting larger lots for their houses, less traffic, and they're migrating north, and they're migrating west also.
Correct.
So to me, it's fascinating. And so for the people who read the magazine, I think a lot of Palm Beaches have moved to Jupiter. Some have gone as far north as Vero.
Yes.
Vero Beach, which is a good hour north of here, hour and a half.
About an hour and 20 minutes driving.
It's a bit of a schlep up there to get there.
It's a hike, but
it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
A great destination, but that market is also changing. At the time we acquired Vero Beach Magazine in 2021, end of 21, the first 10 and 20,000 square foot homes were starting to go up. So, that's happening in that market. We're seeing 20,000 square foot homes in Sarasota, where we just launched the Sarasota edition. So, what we have seen in Miami and Palm Beach is definitely extending up the coast and to the West Coast as well.
Got it. So you're seeing growth in the magazine. Obviously, you're taking on new markets. So
correct.
To me, that means it's growing and it's profitable.
It's a good situation.
I love it. He's so good with his answers. He's a good media journalist. He knows exactly how to. He's blushing too. So this is on videotape, YouTube. I keep making people blush this morning. I don't know why, but it's kind of funny. Everybody's coming smart. They blushed. But it's for good reasons. Being in the Palm Beaches, Terry, as you've been for a long time, clearly a Bostonian. I think you came down here like all the smart people have moved to the Palm Beaches.
Eventually, everyone moves to Florida, Doug.
I think so. And if they're smart, they move to Southeast Florida. Just, look at Florida, figure out where to go. But Southeast Florida, of course, I think is the epicenter of just arts, culture, journalism, great magazines, great restaurants. It's all the good stuff. But that means, Terry, to me, that your market is going to continue to grow as far as consumers.
Yes.
And people buying magazines, picking up magazines.
Yes.
I get it every month. On a variety of ways.
Happy to hear that.
We pick it up, we pass it around. I see it in all the professional offices, the lawyers, the doctors, the chiropractors, they've all got it there. And people, Terry, in a way, looking at your magazine, and I come from I have a very humble background, it's aspirational.
Yes. It is for the arrived and the aspirational. And I think that, within the pages of Palm Beach Illustrated, you can find advertisers like Graf, Rolex, but we also cover the best noodle dishes in Palm Beach. So
they're good, and they're good too, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. So if you're looking for the best burger on the island or in West Palm Beach, we have that. If you're looking for, a 10 carat or a 20 carat diamond, we can help you on that hunt as well.
Or just a simple gold band,
or multiples.
Or we both have multiples here.
Correct.
If that's your case, and what I love about our community, Terry, and your magazine is, I think in many ways in life, people have lost the ability to dream anymore because life has been so difficult. The constant barrage of negative media.
Sure.
And the Palm Beach Media Group in your magazines, it's asked gives people a chance to dream again, and I love that about the pages. The great clothes, the dresses, the restaurants, the beaches, the sunshine, the hotels.
It's an escape.
It's an escape,
as it should be.
Yeah, and when I see people driving around our neighborhood, I live on the island, and I see people driving around the neighborhoods. Who are there taking a look around, and many people maybe they're looking for a place to buy, but I think a lot of people are there because it's beautiful and it's an escape, and it's a chance to escape these things that we're the constant barrage of negative news.
Well, it's true. And, one of the things that we focus on at the magazine is making sure that we are giving back, making sure that we are reflecting what is good about our community. I had the good fortune on Saturday night to be the MC at the International Red Cross Ball.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. At the Breakers.
In your tuxedo?
Yes.
White tie or black tie?
I was not white tie. Since I was the MC, I was trying to, stand out just a little bit.
All right.
Exactly. Good reference, being a bridge. But I'm also on the board of the American Red Cross.
Great.
And, all of our senior management serves and gives back. And we try to do that across the board with our publication and making sure that we are representing and giving organizations a voice in the community. So again, it's about reporting what is best about Palm Beach, but also what is best about Palm Beachers and people in the county and across the markets that we serve, because it's not just about what you have accumulated and what you have arrived with.
I know where you're going.
It's what you are willing to give back to your new community. And we're very fortunate. We have a very philanthropically oriented community, and they give back at a large level.
I think, I don't know the statistics, but if you go into the fundraising, I think it's one of the most generous communities in the world, quite honestly.
Agreed.
Per capita. I mean, you have to understand, people have to understand that there's 9,000 full-time people on the island. That's it. Well, that's the total. That's basically the total kind of like population.
Right.
And per capita giving back is just crazy in a wonderful way. And the generosity, a lot of it anonymous, a lot of it, I don't care what I don't need anything, just like, here, take the money and just do good things. We've had on the podcast before the Hanley Foundation. They do great work. They raise a lot of money. The Red Cross raised a lot of money. The Policemen and Firemen's Foundation. These are good groups. And people like you who give back to the community, you serve the region. It's not just this little microcosm.
Oh, correct. No, within, as you know, within Palm Beach County, the need is great.
is
we are
great.
very fortunate on the east side of the county. The west side, there are some areas that need development, that need that support, and also in the West Palm Beach, center.
Absolutely.
And it is good to identify those communities, help support them, and raise them up so that they have better outcomes for the future.
And Terry, I know that you and your colleagues, you give back to all these charities, and I read the magazine every month.
Mm-hmm.
I see the things that you do with a lot of the men of style.
Sure.
That was the title, and a lot of those guys are heads of charities or the symphony or whatever. And,
correct.
And that's a great way for you to publicize the fashion, but also to give lift and publicity to the organization, the charity, whatever that you're sponsoring, so that people say, "Oh, I know David McClimate who runs a symphony, and he's one of these guys." And I go, so it's the symphony, and it's also David who does a great job.
Correct.
Quite honestly, so I love that you do that in a subtle way.
Correct.
Because I think that's an expectation of this market community, that it's not hitting somebody over the head with whatever.
Doesn't have to be overt. As you say, it can be a subtle approach, and we like to recognize people that are making a difference throughout the community. David is a great example. We are partnering with the Palm Beach Opera coming up.
They're a great company, been around a long time.
Absolutely.
Almost as long as the magazine, probably.
Correct. And a great season coming up with them. So we happen to be very fortunate to partner with both organizations. And, focusing on people like David Walker from the Palm Beach Opera, allows us to tell a story about their background, how they've arrived in the market, and tell the audience something they might not know about some of those subjects, similar to what you do on your podcast every week, bringing to life the members of the chamber, what brought us here, what drives us every month. So it's a great opportunity to help share with the audience, what the chamber is up to and how the chamber is giving back.
Oh, they'd say I'm up to no good most of the time, I guess, Terry, right? But Terry's one of my trustees, so I have to behave in his presence and everybody else's. No, I'm not up to no good. I took over the chamber a year ago as a great opportunity to give back to the community, because I love our town, I love our region, and at the old age that I'm at, I'm committed to making sure that people understand that this is an environment, an economy, an ecology that is broader than just one specific little area. It's not just West Palm Beach, it's not just Riviera Beach, it's not just Boca, it's not just the Palm Beach Island.
Right.
That there's a synergy here. And Terry, you've been here a long time. That has changed. And it's evolving and changing, because we realize that there's an ecology here of everybody working together. The people, it's primarily homes on the island. Let's just be straight about this. But there's a lot of people who work on the island whose jobs are there, and it contributes to the economy. And if it wasn't for a lot of those homes and residences, there wouldn't be that level of work that is an employment in the region.
Correct.
And clearly, the people that read the magazine, which is all kinds of people, by the way, I'm just saying it's not wealthy people. A lot of us, I'm not a wealthy person, we read the magazine, we love it. And it's, even to me, it's aspirational, because I love seeing it. And I want to congratulate you for growing the company. You've done an amazing job. In spite of the challenges of the print and the media industry. I think 10 years ago, people said, oh, it's the end of newspapers. Oh, it's the end of magazines. Oh, those pretty glossy magazines. It's the end of... You have bucked the trend because you're brilliant.
I have a great team.
And you have a great team.
Yes.
And you have a great publishing group, and you've got great owners who have allowed you that. So it's nothing but the future. If people, what's the website for the magazine? For my magazine, your magazine, what's the website for that?
Sure. PalmBeachIllustrated.com is the easiest way to find.
That's pretty, or just Google PalmBeachIllustrated.com, and it's going to bring you right there.
FloridaDesign.com, very straightforward. So, our family of magazines are very accessible on the web and also in print. And as you outlined, doctor's offices, most hotel rooms up and down the coast in Palm Beach.
Right.
So you are likely to stumble across a copy of Illustrated.
And you can always subscribe.
Correct.
There is that. I've subscribed to many national magazines in my life, the men's magazines with letters attached to their titles. And you can subscribe to this one also. So Terry Duffy, group publisher, thank you for coming today. Thank you for being a member of the Chamber. Thank you for all you and your wonderful, beautiful bride do in the community. I see you guys out all the time giving back to the community. And one of the hallmarks of running a business in this community, which you do so beautifully, is giving back. So Terry Duffy, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of Palm Beach and all the great things that go with it.
Doug, I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for the invitation.
You always have it. The door's always open, and I appreciate all you do. This is Doug Evans, President and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. This is your Palm Beach Guide. You can find us on any podcast platform you want to find. Download us, tape us, record us, forward us, put us on Twitter, put us on Instagram, wherever you want to go with it. This is from the Pod Populi Studios in beautiful North Palm Beach. One of your own podcasts, check out Pod Populi. They've got great studios, a great team here who make all this good stuff happen, make us look good and sound good all the way around here, if that's even possible for me. Make it a great day, and if you ever want to come visit it, come to the Palm Beaches, palmbeachchamberofcommerce.com or palmbeachillustrated.com to check it out. Make it a great day, and thanks for listening.